Welcome back to a very changeable Queensland Raceway. The weather playing havoc with your race there, Garth Tander. You were looking fantastic and they stopped the race. Do you agree with that or not?
Well, it was obviously pretty disappointing that they did stop the race. We had it shot to pieces. The tyres were in good condition. We had a gap on Russell and everything was looking sweet. They probably put the red flag out probably a lap or two too early, because as you can see at the end of that race, it was bone dry again. So obviously very disappointing, because we would have had that one without a problem, and we'll just have to show them in the next race when it's dry that we'll do it.
That's the spirit. We might see you on the podium. Well done.
With a bit of luck. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, hard luck to Garth Tander. He could see, he could smell, he could taste his first V8 Supercar victory. As we take a look at the grid, and of course these are the official results for race 2. Lowndes and Engle, Tander, Scape, Radisich, Bright, Bowen, Crompton.
Yeah, Tander was pretty happy to end up third after all that. Stephen Richards, John Faulkner, Greg Murphy and Stephen Ellery, Mark Larkham, Dick Johnson out of 7, Todd Kelly, Tony Longhurst out of 8.
That was an outstanding effort by Dick, 38th to 14th. A really strong run. Wayne Wakefield starts from 22, just ahead of local driver Danny Osborne.
Cameron McLean and Jason Bargwana having a terrible day in the Valvoline machine. Craig Harrison, Bob Thorne, Simon Emazides and Mick Donoher, John Connor and Rodney Forbes.
Smirt, Romano, McDougall, Nash, Conway, Wheel out of 38, Parsons and Cameron McConville back there filling the last grid position. When we've had it all, there seems to be a bit of a hold up here. Simon Emazides' car, and that's stalled, so they're going to go without him. Green flag from the back of the grid. Well, we had plenty of action in race 1, rain in race 2. What does race 3 hold in store? Lowndes will start from the inside. Russell Engle, two of the best starters in the game, side by side. Seconds away, here we go, and it's Engle! A brilliant start, and Garth Tander splits the two Mobil 1 cars.
Oh, the inside of that circuit is just so dirty, and it? Look how it just doesn't no good at all.
Tander wants to make amends here, so he almost had his first win. He's going to make sure about it this time. Lowndes has dropped a long way back, just in front of Jason Bright, probably back in about 5th position. Bargwana, no, sorry, Tander it is, who's up there in 2nd position. Now someone's run wide, that's Lowndes. Lowndes is off. So,
oh, gee, what is going to fly? He managed to get through without breaking that front spoiler, but wow, he's got some work ahead of him now.
Saw a lot of dust in the background, two guys just off turn 1, so there's a few cars off over there, I think, also, but it's David Parsons in the Challenge Recruitment Commodore. He's back on the track and appears to be okay, but it's Russell Engle and Garth Tander in the Valvoline Cummins Commodore 1 and 2, Mark Scape in 3.
Yeah, well, Garth Tander was very pumped up after that race too. He said, this car is an absolute jet. And in the third heat, I reckon I can go out and win it. He's that confident in the package that he's got today, and he's certainly using it to maximum advantage so far.
Speaking of a jet, how about Stephen Richards? I got a quick shot of him there. It looked like Stephen was up in the 4th spot, celebrating his 27th birthday. Yes, he is. He's right in there behind Mark Scape. Runs wide. Here's a replay of that first corner incident.
Yeah, shuffling around there. Runners on the front.
Whoa! When it gets as close as that, I mean, it's hard to tell. It's obviously got to tap up the backside, and it all sort of happens after. But it was lucky there was no one else involved in it.
Plenty of runoff room. Russell Engle has bolted. He's away. Apparently, last lap around, Lowndes was as far back as 24th. So that's a tough run. This is Stephen Richards in the Wins Commodore. A great run. Now, one of the few times we've seen this team run up front was Greg Murphy, and also Stephen himself at the sensational Adelaide 500. It's been a very tough year for them. Not only have they built 2 brand new VTs, they've changed from Yokohama to Bridgestones and 2 new drivers to the team. So a lot of development changes for that team.
There's your points after race 2 on the day. Engle looking strong, 96, Lowndes 94, Tander 90. So this one's going right down to the wire. It's been a very competitive day's racing. Aggregate race for Heat 2, which split by a big downpour of rain, so it's been action aplenty at the opening race at the sensational Queensland Raceway. It's been a great day.
Now, so far, so good for Engle. He's looking like he's putting a little bit of a gap on Tander.
With the Lowndes way back, looking at that point situation, that's looking nice for Garth Tander to get his 3rd podium finish of the year. Look now of the start from inside Mark Scape's car. Watch for Tander.
Oh, Tander, look at that. Oh. Nice. A little bit of a touch there, maybe, but great start. Oh! You can't help but say, ooh.
That's a very competitive run from Stephen Richards in the Wins Commodore. They've been struggling for speed throughout the early part of this season, but it has has been a rebuilding process for Gibson Motorsport.
Inside move.
Great move on the inside.
Stephen Richards up on Mark Scape, so Richards in. The wins Kmart. Commodore is in the 3rd position. And it's great to see Stephen bounce back. He was suffering from extreme migraines yesterday and wasn't feeling very well at all. So he's certainly...
Oh, let's Scape on the inside.
Plenty of inside moves here, and look in the background. Who is it? It's the Shell Helix Ford of Paul Radicic.
It's going to be really interesting given another 4 or 5 laps. Just really to have a look who's looked after their tyre. Well, if you can look after your tyres. And see in the background there's JB.
Braking hard from 235 kilometres an hour. Scape feeling heat from Stephen Richards. Richards.
Oh, yeah, what a move. Got him. He's gone. He's off. Sophie.
Second mobile holder racing team Commodore to come off at turn 2. Lowndes was out there a few laps ago. Now Scape's got to try and get her out of the sand trap.
Get her out of that lot. Oh,
He's got over on the grass. A nice hard bit of traction. Should get him back onto the blacktop. Boy,
look how good the spoilers are on the whole as against the Ford. I mean, they'd have been done the whole thing.
It would have been gone.
oh, look at Steve Richards. Well, you take your eye off him for a second. Richards in trouble. That could have been as a result of that tangle escape. The bodywork may have been breaking up as he headed down the back straight, but that's been very costly. Look at that. Well, that's a great disappointment. That car was running so strongly.
Yes, when things were looking good for the birthday boy, it has come to a very abrupt...
Oh, look at the state of this thing.
That could tell the story. Radicic was right on those two, Scape and Richards, so Paul Radicic showing a lot of damage to the front of the Shell Helix Ford. Ellery is up there in a very strong run also, and Greg Murphy right with him with plenty of panel damage on the second wheel.
Well, he's a hard man, isn't he? He doesn't qualify that strongly, but give him
Right,
place.
what have we got here? That's JB on board with JB. Bit of a touch there. A little bit of a nudge.
Boy.
No, that's what took the nose off of Stephen's car.
Looks like Radicic.
Right, it's JB at the inside there. Maybe no touch there. And then Radicic squeezing JB.
Yeah, Paul's got nowhere to go.
Yeah, Paul's nowhere to go and just takes the nose off of Stephen's car. And JB, bit of a Houdini job there and come through that's Crompton, isn't it?
Yep. Another angle. So Steve went for a big run down the inside.
That's the Scape move. And here's Mark running off into the sand trap.
Wow.
Oh, dear.
Another rough day for the Mobile Holden racing team after an absolutely dominant performance at Sandown. They find themselves in the wars again. So the second half of the season is starting a little bit topsy-turvy for the factory Holden team.
Tander's lapped 0.2 of a second quicker than Russell last time round, so Garth's putting him back.
Oh, look at an amazing shot of Paul Radicic's car. Bits hanging off all over the place. Broken rear view mirror on the driver's door. You can see that.
Nice runner, never raced or rallied.
Only driven on Sundays. So Engle, almost a second up on Garth Tander in second position. John Bauer now in third, 3.2 seconds behind our second place man. Neil Crompton now up to fourth as a result of that tangle.
Stephen Ellery has come from 12th into 7th position, and a much stronger run, not only from Crompton, but from the man in front of him in terms of that's Dick Johnson's car.
Dick's had to come in. I think they're going to... cameras go away. Thank you, fellas. Don't want any engine secrets on camera. Dick's out of the car.
Tander is chasing Engle.
And Stephen Ellery on the inside here of Greg Murphy and John Faulkner sniffing around in the background as well. It's been a pretty tough tangle here. Who's on the inside of Faulkner? There's someone slipping through there. That's Longhurst. So a nice run by Tony. He was quickest after the Tiga test, the very first running here at Queensland Raceway about 3 weeks ago.
Look at this, look at this. Yes, he's in the right place, Tander.
Side by side into turn one. Tander's done it too.
And he loves turn one. You watch, in the middle of turn one, he suddenly goes so quick through there.
Well, he was. Last time around, he was 0.8 of a second.
Amazing.
Faster than Russell Engle. That's where he found that big chunk of time.
Look at the ground he's fallen on Russ there.
Unbelievable. Russell's looking down somewhere on the console on the car. Not sure everything's okay on board the Castrol Holden at the moment, but he's staying with him at this stage.
So consistent. Well, Garth Tander came under so much criticism last year and at the beginning of this year after the support race at the Melbourne Grand Prix that he was just so erratic and was driving irrationally. And, well, he's bounced back to prove to them, as we saw at Eastern Creek and at some of the other rounds, that he can drive maturely and sensibly. Here's Bargwana and Craig Lowndes.
turn 2 on the first lap, so Lowndes. This is where the strength of this team has been. They qualify so strongly, they leap off the front row of the grid, and that's why they've been so dominant. But you get them back in the pack, and you start to realise how close and competitive this bunch of cars are.
Cameron McLean.
Oh! Wide.
25th to 15th. So he's not too far behind this battle here either, as we see Bargwanna, Larkham, Ellery. On the inside of Ellery is Todd Kelly in the 15 Holden Young Lions car. So it's been a very strong run by Kelly today.
I tell you what, John Bowes lot have done an amazing job. He's holding a good third position and pulling in a little bit on Engle, and that's good setup change, obviously.
Now we must congratulate our Shell Helix winners. We've got 3 of them today. Rod Tuchel of Springwood in Queensland, Tony Paget of Goulburn in New South Wales, and Daniel Fisher of Rockingham in WA. Congratulations to those 3 people. You're going for a great ride with Dick Johnson in the AU XR8. And our Ford winner today is Sean Swan of Alice Springs in the Territory. Congratulations to all of our competition winners. Longhurst continues his forward surge. The third race here today, his best showing. John Faulkner in behind him. We're talking about 8th and 9th. Let's see, running in 10th.
Oh, look, Engle's in trouble for sure. John Bowes.
Without any doubt, JB's...
Engle's last time was a 1:12.8 and Tander a 1:11.6. So Engle, when you saw him looking down at the console there may be a problem within that car because he's lost a ton of speed all of a sudden. John Bowes, you can see
Either that or he's got really bad tyre trouble and he was trying to alter the bars or something to take pressure off the front of the back.
Could well have been.
Well, Neil Crompton's not too far away. If this continues, what I'm talking about is Russell Engle going backwards. Crompton will slip into 3rd because he's not too far behind as they head down into the first of the tight hairpins. There's Crompton in 4th, just ahead of Jason Bright. So the top forward runner is John Bowes sitting in 2nd. Then it's Crompton here on screen now, and this has been his most consistent run as he starts to challenge Russell Engle now.
I'd say Russell's tyres are knackered.
I'll tell you what, we could be seeing something amazing here if Tander continues to lead this race and wins it. He's going to be the overall winner on the day because he's equal on points with Engle.
That's great for Gary Rogers, though, isn't it?
Yeah, on a countback by winning the last heat, that means he'll be the winner. So, boy, they'll have everything crossed down in the Valvoline pit at the moment. 2.6 seconds.
Crompton on the inside, so Crompton's up into 3rd now.
Oh, look at Russell's things all over the show.
Yeah, I think your tyre theory might be right, Baz. He's sliding all over the place now.
And Russell, he's not being naughty, Russell, either. He's in a right old state and he's getting out of everybody's way, really. Oh, yeah, around we go.
David Parsons in the Challenge Recruitment car going for the 2nd time in this race. He was the car that you saw go first off. Well, this is going to be a great confidence boost for Neil Crompton if he can remain in 3rd. He's been under a lot of pressure this year. But there is the man who's in front of him, John Bowes, and there is your race leader, Garth Tander, the 22-year-old, doing a brilliant job. Engle slipping backwards in 4th, ahead of Brian Radisich, Murphy, and Longhurst. They're stuck in the middle of a colossal battle. Further back, we've got Lowndes, Seaton, Bargwanna. On the way back, those guys, Faulkner, Larkham, Kelly, McLean, and Ellery at 16. A very talented young driver on the way to his first V8 supercar win if things remain the same and everything goes okay from here to race end. Garth Tander in the Gary Rogers Valvoline Cummins Commodore, the older car in the field. This is last year's car. Well, in terms it's even older than that, it's a VS Commodore, and he's got plenty of new models behind him, but he leads the way by some 2.3 seconds over John Bowes and Neil Crompton on screen there in 3rd at the moment. You might attend lap counter 12 of 17. Tander's only got to hang in there for another 5 and he's home.
You know, the really interesting thing about this, guys, is it was round 7 at Calder last year when Bargwanna recorded the first win for the Valvoline team. Here we are at round 7 in 1999. It looks like they're going to win a round.
Yeah, fantastic. Never won a round in the team's history, so Gary Rogers will certainly be...